Hi, hashtag crazy cat here from the Barnfist in South Carolina. And I'm super excited to be here with my friend. We're back on the fun facts. Um,
Hi.
Nicole has kicked off a new coaching program named Nourish Your Life, and I am participating in it. And it's just, we're in week 1, and it's been such a blessing already. And so wanted to hop on and talk to you guys about what the program is like and then what I love so much about it. And so anyway, I'll turn it over to you, Nicole.
Hi, everyone. I'm super excited to be on with Fun Facts with Kat. We've been laughing for like the last half an hour about just, life. So if we start to giggle for no reason, you'll know why. We kicked off the program last week and we just had such a great conversation about what it meant to you and how applicable it is to the things that you're doing in your life and just kind of your overall impression of how the first week went. And so I just wanted to ask you some questions a little bit about, number one, why'd you decide to take the class? And what was your impression after doing this little exercise? Because I put it online quite a bit. You can find it on my Instagram page, and it should be in profile, everywhere. I've been posting this little tool to encourage people to like check out their level of satisfaction in these 12 areas of life. So why did you decide to take the class? And, what was your impression after just at least doing the exercise of this tool? What did you think?
So a couple of reasons I took the class was, first off, I like the concept of knowing where you're out of balance, because I was way out of balance for a long time. And I just wanted to be able to, now that I've been doing coaching for the last 2 years and I'm working on a book and a coaching program, just trying to figure out where am I out of balance and where can I improve? And then it was also, you were teaching it and I just adore you and love your coaching style. So I was like, I have to take this.
Likewise.
And then here is my circle. So you can see that I'm kind of round. So if you think of this like a tire, I'm doing pretty well. And then all of a sudden I go ka-chunk, ka-chunk. And then I'm back to running again.
It's like driving around on a flat, right?
Yeah. So, and these sections over here are all spiritual, social life, joy, which is great. I think that my score is so high and I was very pleased about that. Those are the areas that I've really been focused on for the last 2 years. If you would have seen my circle 2 years ago, it would have been probably the opposite, actually. I was doing more physical activity. I was doing more home cooking because I had my own place. And my finances were definitely better because I had a job. And so now I've made this big life change and I'm like way, way, way happier, way more spiritually like fulfilled and peace and love and joy. But
yeah.
I've kind of fallen off a little bit. I parked some things physically and with the home cooking that and those are my 2 focus areas for this course. So I'm really excited because I've known it for a while, but seeing it is kind of like, okay.
Well, and that's the exercise, right? Is because when you answer the questions, you don't really know what it's going to look like when you're going through it. And then when you finally see the visual, you're like, oh, so I've done it several times and I've been going through the school at the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. And this is kind of the foundation of introducing people to not only figuring out where their life is imbalanced, not just to talk about weight, not just to talk about nutrition, because our life is a whole different set of circumstances when you really think about all these areas that are imbalanced in your life. So if you were looking at your home cooking environment and your physical activity, there's reasons behind that, and you know what they are specific to you, right? So whatever your reasons are for that being kind of a low area, a level of satisfaction, not that you aren't you may or may not be experiencing negative effects because of it, but your level of satisfaction about it for your reasons are what they are.
Right.
So this is a really good example of nutritional plate. I don't know, can you see that okay?
Yep, that's good.
But around the plate is relationships, physical activities, spiritual practice, and career. In the middle of all that is what you put in your body. So what my coaching program is focusing on is how you're nourishing your life outside your plate. we're going to talk a little bit about what's inside your plate and what kind of things to better start off and kick off a better health and better nutrition. But when the rest of your life is being nourished in a way that is meaningful to you, everything you do on the inside, what you're putting on the inside of your plate, right? That plate is going to magnify. It's almost like the catalyst to a really good nutritional practice. It's like the fuel to the fire of that. Like nutrition is just the kindling of a really happy, fulfilled, and balanced life. Does that make sense? So adding on the fire with healthy relationships and adding into the fire of really great spiritual practice. And like we're throwing on like the gasoline with, all these other things that nourish your life, along with this really good, healthy way of approach to eating.
Yep.
Simple.
Makes so much sense.
So tell me what was your first impression, having everyone else in the group share their circles, and what was your impression of how that first week went for those that were participating in the class?
It was really collaborative. I love the Zoom, because even though for some people that's a nervous point, I haven't ever been on a video. I don't want to be on a video, but the cool thing is that you really do get to know people on a personal level, even through a camera, and that we really support and love each other. And it's also helpful to kind of see that different people have different challenges, right? No one's perfect. And you might look at them and think, oh, they're great at whatever, but everybody has their thing that they need to work on. So everybody had a low point. Everybody had a focus area. And that was really neat. I loved how everybody got to share. And then just the way you handled it, it was really it was wonderful. It was like you had control of the meeting, right? But we're very supportive and understanding of everybody's views. And it was such a collaborative, loving, kind, supportive event. I really enjoyed it. And I can't wait to see what the next 5 weeks hold.
Awesome. And so let me ask you one more question about seeing people's previous circles, because some of those folks had kind of been around for my little test bunnies, and over a 4-month period of time, how their circles in just a couple of months went from one area and their change over that period of time. What was your impression of the people who were able to show their old circle and their new circle based on some tools they've been putting in place over that 4-month period of time?
It was really eye-opening. Every one of them got better in the area they wanted to. And a lot of it, and the other thing was, it's not big changes. Like you can put an extra 20 minutes a day into physical exercise and my score will be completely different. Do you know what I mean? And so it doesn't require a lot, but it's just focusing on it and realizing that it's important to you, and that if you change it, that you will make progress over time. And so it was really awesome seeing the 2 circles next to each other. Everybody got better. It was really cool.
I think most everyone forgotten that they had done this before. So I pulled out their old circle. I'm like, wow, let's see where your circle is now, girlfriend.
It's so cool.
They don't really think about it. They don't really think, that, and we were talking about this earlier today, you focus on the negatives so much that you forget about the progress you've made. And if your goal is to make progress in those areas and you don't have a tangible way to measure it over time, because it's going to look different for everybody. We're not the same, and none of us are perfect, like you said. And everyone's level of satisfaction for their own reasons are going to look different. So my level of satisfaction and what I want my relationships to look like, let's say, I might have marked it this way 6 months ago, but now it may be over here because I've done a little bit of concerted effort and I took some energy from maybe building this career box over here, but a little less hours into that to focus more on these areas, because these are the areas, let's say, that I wanted to work in, because they're the thing for me that brought me the most nourishment on my plate. Right? So if you think about that and you look at your level of stress, your experiences, and over time get to be able to measure that, I think it's huge. So that's the goal, I think, over the course of the 6-week program. Our introductory week, let's talk about your circle. And then the next 6 weeks is to focus on some of those areas, practical tools, something you can take with you, something you get to spend a little time on, whether that's your focus or not, someone in that group is going to be focusing on different, they're going to pull something out of that, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm excited for this week. It'll be relationships and communication, which will be really neat because I live, as you know, I live with my grandparents who are 87, turning 88. And we love each other very much, but we have different communication styles and different love languages. So it's going to be really neat to see how are we misfiring past each other, you know what I mean, with our communication styles.
No, you said that they're going to take the quiz, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't wait. I cannot to talk to you and to see what your grandparents, especially, and they've been together, what, 60 years? 60?
Just going on, 55 years.
So 55 years together. Imagine what your grandparents' relationship would look like if they were speaking each other's language for 55 years.
I know, right? And they're so in love right now, like I can't imagine if it was more.
Well, and you know what? So they're probably doing it right.
Yeah.
So over time, and that would be fun just to interview them on that, because your Wow Wednesday with grandparents on love languages would just be epic.
That would be so good. We should make that happen. They love, because every week they're like, okay, what are we talking about this time? What are we talking about that time? It's so
well, we took a quiz. We like are speaking each other's language. We're both speaking English. Woo! You know.
That was awesome.
All right, good. Well, thank you so much for participating in the class, and I can't wait to see what your circle looks like, certainly at the end of 6 weeks, and just for your grace and your love for your support this whole year while I put this whole thing together.
Yeah, and I thank you for having me. I'm loving the class, and for everybody who's watching, thank you. Please share with anybody else that you feel like could benefit from it. The circle is really easy to take. Nicole is super approachable, really helpful. I would highly recommend this class. It will help you get unstuck. You know, I spent a lot of time as a zombie, and I wish I would have known about this tool 10, 20 years ago, because it really would have helped me not stay stuck for as long as I was. So a course like this is amazing for you to kind of figure yourself out and where to make some steps. Anyway,
and that's where I come in, is just to be your support person. I get to help you move forward.
Yeah.
That's about being a coach, right? Is take you where you are and get you where you want to go. Just jump on the train, baby. Get on the train or get off the platform.
Awesome. Well, call us. We love to chat. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.